So right, PlayStation 5 is finally here. Man, this is big. Right, after months of waiting, the PlayStation 5 is finally here, and I've got to say, this is potentially the biggest console I think we have ever seen. Like, this is going to be absolutely massive, but it almost did not get here. There was actually an issue with the couriers here in the UK yesterday, and I got an email basically saying that you might not be getting your PlayStation 5 tomorrow. But thankfully it did show up, so thank you again for that. I'm super hyped to unbox this for you guys. In this video we're going to be unboxing it, we're going to be sort of taking a look, giving our first impressions. We're going to be hooking it up to the TV and checking some games out, because there's actually a game pre-installed on this, so at least we can actually show it off. Whereas on the Xbox video we did last week, it took too long to install stuff and we couldn't actually show off any gameplay on that video, so we had to wait for a future video. So yeah, I'm not going to mess about too much with this early on. Last time we talked about the specs first before we unbox it. We're going to unbox it, then we'll talk about the specs and we'll give our thoughts on it. So yeah, let's just dive straight to this thing, because I don't know where to start. Right, this box actually looks a lot easier to unbox than the previous one, the Xbox Series X. Man, that was such an annoying box to open, but it was a really nice box. It was just super annoying to unbox, but hopefully this one should be a lot nicer. Man, so much cardboard. Seems like some important stuff in there. Yeah, this box is not as nice as the Xbox box, I suppose. But that means very little, because it's actually what's inside the box that we all want to take a look at. And yeah, it's literally one of the most awkwardly boxed things. There we go. Man, it's like a box within a box. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this was definitely not as nice as the Xbox box. I have no idea which way it's meant to go, but we're going to assume it goes that way, and let's do the grand reveal. It's going to be backwards, isn't it? Have I done it again? Have I done it backwards 2 times in a row? I got it the right way. Nice. Nice. There we go. That is huge. That is absolutely massive. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the PlayStation 5. I don't know, I'm going to fit this on my desk. Overall, I've got to say, it looks nicer than it did in the pictures. I'm not going to lie, I was actually one of the people out there that absolutely hates the design of the PS5. And although I still think the Xbox Series X does look nicer, the Series X looks super clean. I don't really know what these little sort of plastic sides are. Don't know what that's about. Don't really like the look of it that much, but I think it's sort of grow me, I think it'll grow on me, but yeah, it's definitely not the best console design in the world. We're talking about the specs. It's very similar to the Xbox Series X. We covered that in the last video. It's got a 3.5 GHz custom AMD 8-core processor, Zen 2 architecture rather than the 3.8 of the Xbox Series X, was slightly weaker, and the GPU is slightly weaker as well. It's another AMD RDNA Navi GPU. This time it's only got 10.2 teraflops as opposed to 12 with the Series X. However, it does have less computing units at 36 versus 52. However, they actually clock a lot faster at 2.2 rather than 1.8 gigahertz. So it's kind of a trade-off. You've got sort of faster GPU, slightly weaker GPU, but it kind of balances out a lot in the long run. They've both got 16 gigabytes of DDR6 RAM, so obviously it's on par with the Xbox Series X, so no complaints there. The bandwidth and the data transfer speed are actually faster in the PS5 than the Series X. So although we're going to have a slightly weaker console in terms of the CPU, GPU, it's actually going to balance out pretty evenly across the board, which is why we're already seeing some games such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, where they're running better on one platform, and then another game's running worse on that platform. Like, I think Assassin's Creed runs better on the PS5, but Black Ops runs worse on the PS5. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot this generation. I think we're going to see basically one platform's going to be more optimised than the next, which hopefully we can sort of see both companies sort of optimise for both platforms. But if they spend more time, they spend sort of a few months more with the PS5 development kit, then obviously they are going to be more optimised for the PlayStation 5 over the Series X and vice versa. So yeah, I think in terms of power though, I think it is pretty much going to all come down to optimization this generation. So that's actually a really good thing, because last generation the Xbox One was vastly underpowered compared to the PS4. So Yeah, it's actually great that these are both going to be fantastic systems, and the games that are going to come out on this, the games that are already out on this, it's nice. It's nice. I cannot wait to turn this on and dive into it. We're going to sort of just quickly go over the panels and that. Obviously, we've got standard, we've got USB. Not as much going on here as with the Series X. We've got the USB ports, we've got the Ethernet port, we've got the HDMI, and we've got the power supply. HDMI port is 2.1, so it does support up to 120 frames a second if you've got a 120 Hz TV. 4K possible, 8K playback with Blu-ray player, so we can do 8K movies, but you can't do 8K gaming, I don't think. Or maybe you can one day, but not right now. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of 4K 60. It's got ray tracing, which will push a lot of games down to 4K 30. But there is some instances, stuff like Call of Duty Warzone, where we're already seeing 4K 120 frames. So that's really awesome. But I think as time goes on, I think we'll see a lot more 4K 60 with ray tracing, and then 4K 120 with sort of standard performance. But yeah, overall, very, very nice. Not the nicest looking console, I will say that again, in my opinion. I don't know what these plastic wings are about. It just feels a bit awkward. They just look a bit awkward. They're sort of very bendy as well. They don't feel very sturdy. But obviously, I suppose it's got the disc tray there. So I suppose they could have maybe done something with the design. I don't know what that is all about. I don't know why they had to put these on. Hopefully the slim version does obviously fix that, and maybe they made a nicer design. But who cares what it looks like? It's all about the game. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be hooking this up to my TV, logging in, doing all the updates, all the boring stuff you guys don't care about. And then we're going to see what the actual performance of this is like. There's a game already installed called Astro's Playground, I think it is. We're going to turn that on. We're going to see what it looks like. It's like a tech demo as well. So that should be really cool. But I actually forgot about this. I completely pushed over what this actually is. This is obviously our other box of goodies. Don't even know why I pushed over that. My camera person didn't even remind me, so it's like, could have had a very half-assed video there. But right, moving over to the controller, and I've got to say this might be one of the nicest controls we've ever seen in a game. And this is really sleek. I really like the white colour design. Does match with the console really nice. It's got the clear buttons here, which, yeah, they feel pretty nice. They feel pretty nice. A bit more almost like jelly-like than normally. Normally they're very hard plastic. These feel a little bit softer, but that probably won't be a bad thing, to tell you the truth. Yeah, sticks seem fine. They've got the haptic feedback triggers here, which when you're doing stuff like shooting it with guns, there'll be a lot more feedback on it when you're sort of pressing the triggers down, which should be really nice. And then also, you won't be able to see this on camera, but I've got a picture up on screen from the internet. If you look really, really, really closely, the grip on this controller here is actually very, very tiny icons from these buttons here, the X, square, triangle and circle. And you have to look like really, really hard to see them, but they're actually there. They don't actually lie, and that is actually what the grip is on the controller, which is a super, super nice touch. If you wear glasses, you might not be able to see it, because they are super small. But yeah, very nice controller, and feels better than the PS4 controller. I wasn't a massive fan of the PlayStation 4 controller, if I'm telling the truth. Wasn't a big fan of it, but this one, I can see me liking this one. I can see me liking this one and using it a lot. So yeah, no complaints about that. Is there anything else worth out in the box? Do we get any sort of USB cable? That would be nice. That would be nice. We've got the HDMI. I'm assuming it's not 2.1. We've got, I have no idea, is this a stand for it? This so you can lie it down? Because we've never even talked about lying it down. I'm assuming this is some sort of stand. I would assume so, but I have no idea how you're going to do that, so I suppose we'll just figure it out as time goes on. Because yeah, I imagine lying downs, yeah, you're gonna need something like this to keep it flat. But I'm gonna have mine stood up anyway, so that's not much of an issue. But if you are gonna lie it down in the entertainment system, you do get sorted out with that. And is there anything else? Power supply. Do we get a USB cable? We do get a USB cable. Nice. That is a USB-C. Apparently, I keep getting told that's what it's called. So we've got one of these cables for the controller, which is awesome because Microsoft did not actually give you one of these for the Series X. So I actually can't hook it up with my computer at the minute because I don't have one of these cables. So yeah, thanks Sony. That's going to help us out a lot. But yeah, that is pretty much the console. Console looks fantastic. Controller, potentially one of the nicest controllers of the generation. You've got the stand if you want to put in an entertainment system. You've got USB cable. So yeah, let's check out some games. So right, here we go. I have set up the PlayStation 5, put in my account details, connected to the internet, and just had a general nosy around on the dashboard to sort of see what is going on. Downloaded all my cloud saves from the PS4, all that good stuff, and I've got to say, I am really impressed with this dashboard. It actually looks a lot nicer than the PS4 one. I was never a big fan of the PlayStation 4 home screen, the dashboard, the navigation. It's I don't know, it just didn't click with me like the Xbox did. I felt the Xbox was a lot more intuitive than the PlayStation 4, just in my personal opinion, but they definitely have seemed to clean it up a lot with this one, and overall I've got to say I'm very happy about it. I've put my camera in kind of like the least obnoxious position I could, so hopefully I don't sort of miss any information out, sort of like block it from view for you guys. But as you can see, this is the dashboard for the PS5, and overall it looks very clean. You've got the game section, you've got media as well, which I think is where your apps are, like your Netflix, your Disney Plus, and all that good stuff. It actually allows you to install them from the get-go. It sort of says, do you want to install any of these apps? And while you're setting it up, putting your account details in and that, you can actually put a disc in. So I put Spider-Man Miles Morales in, and I let it install while I was setting up the PS5. And pretty much by the time I was done, the game was pretty much installed as well, which was awesome. But another great thing as well for the PS Plus members, I got PS Plus just to use the cloud storage system and move from the PS4 to PS5. They've actually got the PS Plus collection here, which I've installed a handful of games from, because I missed out on a lot of the PS4 games. I didn't play the PS4 as much as I would have liked to in the last generation. I thought I didn't get around to playing it until quite later on. Also, I prefer the Xbox games over the PlayStation ones. Whether that was the right choice, I'm not entirely sure. But there's actually a lot of great games available for free from the PS4 to any PS Plus users, including games like God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, a lot of these sort of big first-party games, which is absolutely amazing. So here we've got the PS Plus collection. These games are available for free to any PlayStation Plus users, and I imagine they will get updated over time as well. But for now, I've just mainly downloaded some of the exclusive games that I missed out on, or that I didn't sort of give a fair shake to and didn't play as much as I probably should have. So I've downloaded games like God of War, I've downloaded Persona 5, never played Persona 5, so excited to try that. Days Gone, I didn't really give it a fair shake the first time, so I'm going to give it another go and see if I actually do like it or not. Detroit Become Human, a vastly underrated game in my opinion, one of the best PS4 games that came out. Highly recommend you go and check it out if you haven't already. Uncharted 4, I've never played. Until Dawn, I've never played. Bloodborne, I've never played. And I'm very embarrassed to say and ashamed to say I've never played The Last of Us and Ratchet and Clank. So when these install, I can finally dive into these games and see what all the fuss is about. I'm really excited to play The Last of Us Remastered, so that should be really cool. There's also the PS Plus monthly games this month. We've already got a PS5 game for free, which is super cool, as well as a couple of PS4 ones. So yeah, if you've got PlayStation Plus, there's literally zero reason not to use that collection, especially if you want to sort of bulk out your library and play a few games you might have missed out on. I've also installed Miles Morales. Astro's Playroom comes as stock. And obviously they've got the PS Store and all that stuff, which feels a lot more intuitive, a lot faster to load up than the PlayStation 4 did, which I really like. Everything just feels so much smoother to use. And yeah, overall, really liking it. Really liking it. A few things aren't really working at the minute. I'm assuming, obviously, oh, these are working now. They weren't working earlier. A lot of these were saying try again later, but obviously everything's just very intuitive. And yeah, it's a definite improvement over the last console, in my opinion. Got a lot of PS5 again. A lot of PS5 stuff already coming out, which is awesome. Excited to see all that. Yeah, awesome. Love the way the store's laid out now. Everything's just laid out so much nicer, in my opinion. And if you go down to, there's a way you can do it. There's a certain button you press. Actually, I think you press the PlayStation button on the controller, and you've got all your sort of top bar stuff there that was on the PS4. You've got your home notifications, your friends, your profile, all that good stuff. So yeah, overall digging this a lot. Very intuitive, very sort of nice and clean, and yeah, liking it a lot. And if you guys have gotten a PS5 as well and you want to use the Elgato like I'm using now, you will run into some problems when you first start off. Like when I plugged it all in, I was getting like a black flickering screen, and I was thinking like, oh my days, like, is my PS5 actually broken? Is there an issue with it? I can't get it to turn on. But it was connected to the Elgato, so I connected it up just with the HDMI to the TV. Worked absolutely fine. So if you're a content creator like I am, you're running into that issue, go into system HDMI and disable HDCP, and that will allow the Elgato to be able to pass through the signal from the PS5 to the computer. and into your TV. So a little sort of bit of tips and tricks there for you. But there we go. That is the PS5 dashboard. Looks absolutely amazing. Very, very quickly going to sort of jump into something just to sort of show you guys what the PS5 looks like. I think we'll do Astro's Playroom. I think, seeing as though it's sort of on everyone's console from the start, so I'll just sort of select that and then we'll sort of see what it's like. This is all about the experience created, so some cool tricks with the DualSense wireless controller. Awesome. So this will sort of make use of the haptic feedback and stuff like that, which is awesome. So yeah, let's just have a sort of quick sort of couple minutes with it, see what it's like, sort of see what the PS5 can do, and then obviously we'll wrap up the review after that, because obviously I want to go and play Miles Morales, but I don't want to start Miles Morales because obviously I want to cover it as content. So yeah, it should be good. I'm excited to sort of try this. The controls making all the weird noises like the PlayStation controllers do. Yeah, feel the vibrations, which is very nice. You got the adaptive triggers. Oh, there's feedback. It's sort of created feedback. Like, I've got these little bits here, but I've got to sort of push past the threshold in order to do the rocket boost. That wasn't there before. That's really cool. Got the touchpad. Very nice. Got the motion sensor. Okay. Oh, you can move your controller about. Cool. And you got the microphone, which can hear me talking. I can press the button and it mutes it. And I can press the button and it works. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So you literally have your microphone. So rather than having to have a headset in, I'm assuming you can talk to your teammates like that. Which is really nice. Right, there we go. There is Astro. I'm assuming he's called Astro. I actually hear all of the audio through the controller. That's really weird. But yeah, overall, even for like a little tech demo game, which is what this is, it looks pretty nice. Like, it looks a lot nicer than you'd expect a sort of a tech demo to look like. So yeah, this looks absolutely awesome for a tech demo. I like it. Cool stuff. Not going to play too much of this. Just literally just sort of showing you stuff. I can feel the vibrations coming through the controller. Feels very nice. See, when I was talking about having to push through a threshold to make the rocket booster go, that's not there anymore. It's sort of it locked here, and I had to sort of push a bit further to make it happen. But now, so that is the haptic feedback, where it actually feels, the triggers feel more realistic. So obviously if you're firing a weapon, you've got that sort of point where sort of the shot fires, like, you feel a lot more realistic than sort of regular controller, which I really dig a lot. I like it. I like it. Overall, I think the controller is much more comfortable than the PS4 controller. Wasn't a huge fan of the PS4 controller, which is a large part of the reason why I'd missed out on a lot of the PS4 games, because I just didn't enjoy it. But overall, using this controller for a little bit here, I am overall really, really liking it. But yeah, that's enough sort of gameplay for now. If you want to sort of check back, we'll do some more PS5 content on the channel as well. But yeah, let's wrap up this review. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the PlayStation 5. It's finally out in the UK. We had to wait an extra week for this one. So obviously you guys have probably already seen the PS5, but if you haven't already, then I suppose today is the day you finally got to see one. It's the day that I finally got to play one, and I am super happy about this. It looks fantastic, plays fantastic. I know we're to dive into some more games. Really excited for the PlayStation Plus collection. I missed out on a lot of PS4 games back in the day, so going back and revisiting some of them is going to be awesome. I've got Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've got the original Spider-Man remastered as well, so that's going to be super cool. And yeah, I'm just super excited to put more hours into the PlayStation 5, and hopefully you guys are excited for what's in store on the channel. Because as you can see here, I also have the Xbox Series X. I now have the PlayStation 5 as well, so of course I'm going to be putting these in a shootout. We're going to be doing an Xbox Series X versus PlayStation 5 video. We're going to be sort of talking about the pros and cons of each. We're going to be talking about the specs, the games, the graphics, the frame rate, the resolutions, what's coming up with the console in terms of exclusives for both platforms, and sort of whether one system is better than the other, and sort of what the deciding factors should be when you decide on which console to buy in this upcoming generation. Because to tell you the truth, They're both amazing, they've both got the pros, they've both got the cons, and I cannot wait to sort of deep dive into both of them. And if you're excited for this video that's coming up very, very soon, be sure to drop this one a big thumbs up, let me know you enjoyed it. Also subscribe with those notifications on, because obviously when this video does land, it will be in your subscription feed and you guys can come and check it out and see which one that you should be buying over the holiday season and into 2021. But on that note, that is the end of the video. So my name is Doodles, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to go play Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'll see you guys next time.